What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. So sorry I am a couple days late on this review. I've been out of town all weekend, but I finally got to sit down and watch Kodachrome. So Kodachrome is directed by Mark Razzo and stars Jason Sudeikis, Elizabeth Olsen, and Ed Harris. I'm really excited to talk about it. This week is going to be huge because every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm pushing out Avengers Infinity War videos. I'm super excited for that, but right now we are talking the brand new Netflix movies. If you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. Let's talk about the good. So this movie is set during the final days of the admired photo development system called Kodachrome, and a father and son hit the road in order to reach the Kansas photo lab before it closes its doors for good. But this movie is not just that description that I just read you. There is so much more to it. It has layers, it has depth, it struggles at times to find its footing, but overall I can say I genuinely enjoyed this film. There are cliches and predictable moments. We will get into that in the negatives, but right now I want to talk about Jason Sudeikis for just a second. The guy, he knows what he's doing when it comes to acting, and he's always been kind of overlooked as an actor. He's got the comedy thing down, but he tries to bring the drama every now and then. If you guys watched a movie called Colossal last year, he was fantastic in that movie, and once again, he brings an emotional depth, a little bit of subtlety, but he's just all around really good in this role, and I appreciate everything he does in this movie. Elizabeth Olsen, she's good as always. She brings it every single time, and Ed Harris, man, he knows how to get emotional when he needs to. I don't know if you guys enjoyed the movie Mother, but he was really good last year. He's good in here as well. I think an important thing when talking about this movie is just talking about the relationship between the father and the son here. They go through so many troubles, trials, tribulations. It's just a rough and rocky road, and you can see that. You can see how their past has blossomed into something that's just really unhealthy when it comes to a father and son relationship. Now, of course, you can kind of see what's going to happen along the way, but as it's happening, you feel an emotional response for this relationship because of the way Jason Sudeikis' character handles the way that they interact, he and his father, or he and Elizabeth Olsen, or even the people around him. You can see that he's not treating others well because he has these demons just kind of locked away inside of him, and anytime his father is brought back up, you can just see him switch from either happy to sad, or upset to a little bit sad. And then the sadness inside of him creates anger as a response. And I think that's something that's important when it comes to judging this movie, is it gets the emotional responses right. It doesn't handle them in a cheesy and cliched way. You can see how they feel about certain things, but they hold back with each other. And I think this movie does a great example of showing a father and son relationship. Now, I would say mild spoilers, but it's at the beginning of the movie, so it's not really spoiling anything. Ed Harris's character has cancer, and he's given so much time to live. So these two characters have to kind of work through things before Ed Harris's demise, if you will, and it's a very sweet and emotional thing to watch. Now, a lot of people are going to watch this film and say, oh, I've seen this before, and yeah, there are definitely elements in here of things that we have seen in other movies before, but I can usually tell when a director goes into a film and he puts his heart into it, and I really did feel the heart here. I felt the emotion, and this is one of the better Netflix movies I've seen this year. There's a scene at the end here that I thought was great. It involves multiple photographers and Ed Harris's character kind of blooming out a little bit more than we've seen prior, and I thought that was very well handled, especially looking at Jason Sudeikis' character, what he does in that scene, even though it's very subtle. Netflix just does road trip movies really well, in my opinion. Fundamentals of Caring is another one that I really enjoyed. I don't think I like this one as much, but I still really enjoyed it. And with every positive comes a negative, and I have a few here. There are times in this film where it's a tad bit over dramatic. I don't think it's taking itself way too seriously, but that piano kicks in, you get the sad moments. There's a relationship between Elizabeth Olsen and Jason Sudeikis. I didn't completely buy it just because I did not see them spend enough time together. They have really good chemistry together. It's just the time spent between those two characters, it just didn't really work for me, and at the end, when you get whatever payoff that you end up getting, it's just like, okay, I don't really see that relationship. This is a very predictable film. I didn't see a few of the twists and turns coming, and it doesn't really take away extremely how I liked the movie, but when I stop and think about it, it's like, yeah, I've seen it before. I could kind of tell what was going to happen. That was a little bit of a bummer. I just feel like if it would have taken itself a little bit less serious, we would have been more on board and bought into the relationships a little bit more, but overall, I mean, I still bought into them, and I still had a good time with this movie. So all that being said, I'm going to give Kodachrome a 70%. Once again, a solid Netflix movie. They struggled at the beginning of the year, but for the last few weeks, I've kind of been on board with what they've been doing. Nothing spectacular. I'm still waiting for that movie to blow me away on Netflix, but this is getting closer. So like I said, guys, all week, Avengers Infinity War videos, if my throat clears up and I stop coughing, because I'm getting sick. Let me know what you guys thought of Kodachrome. Were you on board? Were you not? Did you buy into the relationships? Leave that in a comment below. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up that you leave me all the time, for clicking on all of my videos. You are the absolute best, and I'll catch you later.